You make a lot of decisions throughout your day, from mundane choices like what to wear in the morning to more complex ones like how to approach a difficult work task. Some studies have found that the average adult makes about 35,000 decisions throughout the day. And if you go past that norm, you risk the possibility of running into exhaustion and not being able to make good decisions anymore. In other words, decision fatigue. In this video, we'll be covering what is decision fatigue, how to prevent decision fatigue, and 3 ways how to deal with it. Let's get going. So what is decision fatigue? Put it simply, decision fatigue is the exhaustion and reduced ability to make decisions after having made a succession of decisions. To give a common example of decision fatigue, let's take grocery shopping as an example. Grocery shopping involves a lot of decision making. What do you want to eat? What are you going to eat? Different ingredients are you going to need? By the time you've gone through the aisles, you are exhausted from that. And that is why very often at the cash register, you'll find chips and candy, because your ability to make decisions after that marathon of decision making is greatly reduced, and you're more likely to go for those snap decisions. Decision fatigue can also affect work and manifest itself as mini burnout. Beyond just the ability to make good decisions, the adverse effects can also be reduced confidence in oneself, reduced productivity, and full-blown burnout. As such, it's essential to identify the problem and work on different ways to prevent decision fatigue in the future. So let's get into 3 ways how we can do that. The first tip is to make fewer decisions. Steve Jobs famously wore the same shirt every single day so that he wouldn't have to think about what to wear in the mornings. Jeff Bezos aims to make any good decisions before lunchtime, before his ability to make decisions is depleted, and only aims to make 3 good decisions per day. So if you're able to reduce the amount of decisions you have to make, that increases your ability to give them the focus and time they deserve to have the best possible output. Here are just a few ideas to free up some space in your brain. One would be meal prepping. Taking some time at the beginning of the week to put together a few meals for the rest of the week. That way, in the future, you don't have to think about what you'll be eating for breakfast or bringing to lunch for work. Another idea would be to automate mundane tasks like paying bills or transferring money to savings. And the third would be using dedicated time boxing. And we've talked about time boxing before, and we will link to a video explaining more of it, but essentially it's deciding already in advance what tasks you're going to work on when. That way you don't have to think about what the priority is throughout your day, you get that done early on. The second tip is to give yourself time to think. Now, if you can postpone the decision that you have to make, then you can increase the amount of time that you have to make that decision. When you have more time, then you can decide on the best optimal path for whatever you're deciding on. One way you can do that is by spreading out any big decisions over a period of time, for example, over a period of a week, rather than having to make all of your decisions on, for example, a Monday. In a similar vein, you can schedule all of your tasks for deciding in a time when you have the most mental capacity to do so. For example, if we know that in the morning you have more capacity for making decisions and it deteriorates over the course of the day, you can prioritize to make decisions earlier in the mornings, and in the afternoons leave that time to more executive tasks. And third, recognize decision fatigue. Just recognizing it in the first place will help you immensely avoid any of the negative effects it may lead to. And when you do notice it, don't feel that you have to respond to something immediately. For example, if you have an incoming question or an email, don't hesitate to say, I'll think about it and come back to you later. Particularly relevant during this time of global pandemic, we have to make so many more decisions about regular things like, should I be going to the store for this? Should I go into the office today or work remotely? There's so much more pressure on us to make the right decisions, and there are so many more decisions to make. Don't take it too personally if you're struggling with making the best decisions. We're all going through that, and use these tips to increase your decision-making capacity. See you next time in the next video. Bye for now.